Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got a good group here today, and we welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro, here in Colorado. We're going to get started with a opening sound that hopefully centers you. And I invite you to close your eyes in that centered place with a clear understanding that in all of the universe, in all of creation, there is but one holy, sacred spirit we call God. God is right where you are, right in this moment. Each and every one of us is a son and daughter of the Most High. And so from that place of understanding, I invite you to join me and bless this day, bless each other, knowing that we are here to fulfill the divine inspiration that we came here to follow. I know that each and every one of us this day receives exactly what they came to receive and gives exactly what they came here to give. I know this day is holy and sacred, and I revel in that idea as I move and have my being in pure spirit. And so knowing that this is true and this is complete, I now let go. I release it into the love and the law, knowing there's nothing further I need to do. And so together we simply say, and so
it is.
Yes. So we have the lovely Barb and Salo back with us this week. And we say,
Thank you. We are so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
Oh,
you
excellent.
Got something for us today?
Yes, we do. We have a song called All That. Salo and I wrote this probably back in January. And it's just a fun song because, we are all that. God is all that.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was an appropriate name for the song. So here it is. Have a lot of fun with this one. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. All that I am is divine love. All that I see is divine vision. The joyous rhythm is my God heart beating. The joyous sound around I hear with God's ears. All that I am, all that I am is divine love. All that I see is divine vision. The joyous rhythm is my God heart beating. The joyous sound around is here with God's ears. All that I am. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God.
Yeah. Rocking us in.
A little rock and roll to get you moving.
Yeah.
I invited everybody to dance, but I was the only one who did it.
I'm so glad you did. Yeah.
There was some sit dancing.
Yeah, there was definitely that.
Okay, sit
All
dancing's
right,
allowed
we'll
too.
see you in a few moments. We got some announcements to make, and then we'll get back to you.
All right, thank you.
Forward to it. Thank you.
So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro, and go to our website, cslmetro.org, and you'll get all the links to everything we're doing. On the calendar page, it shows the things, well, it has all the links, and as we get to classes and everything, it'll show that too. There's a newish blog out there that Reverend Michael wrote last week, and
Yeah.
so you can also go to the prayer request and leave us a prayer request, and we'll pray on it all week. And the prayers and the affirmations are out there too. So, all right, I think. Oh, Amazon Smile. Sorry, I'm still bouncing from the song. So if you shop on Amazon and you're not supporting another organization, please consider supporting the Centers for Spiritual Living. Just go to smile.amazon.com, add us as your charity, and when you shop, we get paid. So that's nice. Today's title is having an Au-gust August, and we'll talk to you about what that is in just a little bit. And I got our guest artists you've already seen, Barb and Salo. They're just our favorites. And today's reading is from, where to go? Oh, all right. It's just that's all right. The letters of the Scattered Brotherhood. And so I'm going to get out of the way for the affirmations and the reading. And Sheila Fossen's going to do that today for us. Thank you, Sheila.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm going to do the affirmations, and the affirmation is written weekly by Stephan Anthony. And I just love them. I keep them at home. I read them every morning. We read them together, my husband and I. So affirmation. Oh, and also, would you please follow, repeat each line as I say it, after I say it. Affirmation for the week of August 15th. I am open and receptive to divine good always.
I am open and receptive to divine good always.
Confidence is my perfect nature, guides my life fully.
Confidence in my perfect nature guides my life fully.
The most important aspect of my life is my oneness with Spirit.
The most important aspect of my life is my oneness with Spirit.
My life is always in harmonious balance.
My life is always in harmonious balance.
I listen to my inner wisdom and guidance in every moment.
I listen to my inner wisdom and guidance in every moment.
Everything in my life flows gracefully and beautifully.
Everything in my life flows gracefully and beautifully.
And so
it is.
And so it is. Okay. And the reading is from Letters of the Scattered Brotherhood, edited by Mary Strong. Your whole task is to take steps that lead to that secret place, and when the last step is taken and you sit in silence with the word, you become one with Spirit, with the power back of all manifested life, infinitely gently when you give yourself to it. That is where all things are done for you, where the crooked ways are made straight, where doors are opened and influences pass through to others without you knowing it. When you do this, you carry a hidden virtue that you cannot measure nor even sense. Be careful about wasting time in what you call helping, for that can be dangerous. No, you lose what you have when you think you have a power. You lose it when you think you are in influence. If it is your good fortune to be an instrument so great and dynamic, you must, by necessity, renounce all personal gratification in what materialists call your inspiration to others. All must be stern and strong and clean and free from the false valuations of sentimentality. Take the steps to your inner self with the naked intent to worship God, and all will be set in motion with beauty and order. That is all you can do and what you are needed to do. In this way, the door is open to let in light, and you too are released when you are still and open your heart so that God can do the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. And so it is. That was an amazing reading.
Yes, it's an amazing book.
It is.
So we're ready for another song?
Here we are.
Another song. We're so ready for another song.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here is another Barb and Salo song.
I noticed that you're singing all of your songs this week. I'm so glad to see that. Yay.
It's a Barb and Salo Sunday.
Yes, we even wrote a new one too.
Last song is one we just wrote the last couple days, so that's always a fun one too.
Awesome.
So this one
be first.
Yes, and you were the first ones to hear the new song at the end of the service. So very, very excited about that. And this one's called Stardust on My Heart. Salo came up with the idea. And, joy, when we were living in that joy is, it just is, it makes everything possible. And if we're feeling joy, we can't have fear at the same time. It's kind of like living, if you're being grateful, you can't be fearful. Right. So when you're having, I know sometimes people say they have lots of feelings at the same time. Well, we're going to go for the predominant feeling of joy.
Right. Yeah, and then when you have joy, then you know everything's going to be okay.
Exactly. Yes. So here is Stardust on My Heart. Joy can heal us. Joy can feel us. Fear can leave us. I have stardust on my heart. I have stardust on my heart. It'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. We come from the stars. Heaven's always with us. When we remember the bright light that we are, we have joy. When we have joy, fear can't live at the same time. Then everything becomes okay, 'cause we always have stardust on our hearts. Joy can heal us, joy can feel us, fear can leave us. I have stardust on my heart. I have stardust on my heart. It'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. I remember who I am, and in the night I'm never afraid. I remember who I am, for I am joy. I have stardust on my heart. I have stardust on my heart. It'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
Loved it.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to depart for a few moments, and then we're going to do our thing, and we'll get back to you.
Sounds
Actually,
great.
We're departing them. We're staying.
Oh, well. Yeah. Thanks for clearing that up.
Sorry.
All right. I'm still waking up. we're gonna look at something that was interesting to me, and it reminded me of a time when I was matriculating through practitioner training. A practitioner is part of our ecclesiastic arm of our spiritual center, and every spiritual center in Centers for Spiritual Living, and they're trained to do spiritual counseling, and you have to take that training before you can take training to be a minister. And during the training, during practitioner training, we were told that we don't use hands-on methods. We don't use numerology or astrology or all of the New Age stuff, because that's a whole separate thing in itself. But that's not part of what practitioners do. They just listen and know the truth for the individual they're working with. And that was interesting to me, because I was always interested in numerology and astrology and all those things. And I just feel personally that whatever you need to get to your true self, it's okay. Whatever works, works. And so when I'm teaching people, I make that clarification that there's nothing wrong with anything that you seek in order to get to a place of your higher
Absolutely.
way of being. And one day I was looking up what the word Au-gust meant. I can't even remember what it was for. I had to know what the meaning of Au-gust was. And evidently I got into a different meaning, because it came up as Au-gust. And Au-gust is truly a word. And it means, and there were like, I don't know, 10, 15 different single words that meant the same thing. And what?
Well, I sent you way more than that, but there were a ton.
There were a ton, yeah.
Yeah.
So I chose 3 that stood out for me. And the 3 were reverence, consecrated, and awe-inspiring. And I don't know about you, but that was awe-inspiring to me. So reverence, the way I see reverence is, if you get to a place where you can hold every person that's ever been in your life in reverence, then that frees you of all things that you may carry about any individual. Maybe you've had some people that have been negative in your life, or have hurt you, or have caused you some pain, or whatever. If you hold them in reverence, even though they don't know who they are, you hold the highest way you can see them, then that frees you. It opens up a channel where you can grow to another level of your being.
Before you start another word, can I just say something?
Well, I wasn't through with that word, but go ahead.
Oh, no, you finished that word.
No, go ahead.
Well, in the reading this morning, I know when I was reading it yesterday, and they talked about helping others being kind of a danger. It's like, what? And then they got to that part about when it makes you feel better because you're helping.
Yeah.
Then I got, oh, so that's what came up for me when you said reverence. If we do that service in reverence, then we understand that this is God serving God, and not, oh, I'm so good because I'm helping you.
Right.
Because that was the thing that they were talking, that, well, I say they because it's the Scattered Brotherhood, and I don't know who those are. I just,
Brother Lawrence is what
is it?
Yeah, the book is focused on Brother Lawrence, who practiced what you were just saying. He would scrub floors or wash dishes or prepare food, always in a holy way. He treated it like it was the most holy thing he could do, scrubbing that floor and getting it as clean as he can get. And he did it humbly. He didn't think of it any less than what the masters were doing. That in the moments that he was cleaning or doing whatever, he was a master at that. And that's being reverent to whatever you're doing in life. And so reverence to the path that you've chosen. Everything that you've done in your life has been for a divine purpose on your sacred path. So holding everything in reverence, whether it was negative experience or a positive experience,
Right.
it's all the same thing.
Right.
It's all about your personal growth and expansion.
Right.
And for me, holding reverence for anything is a deeper way of being in thanksgiving,
Yes.
because you're thankful for your life. You're thankful for all those who have been in your life, and you praise and hold them in the highest place.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else you want to say before we go to the next word?
No, that was it. Thanks.
That was good.
But
So-
I guess when I read that the first time, I kind of went, "What? We shouldn't be helping people?" And then it's like, "Oh, we shouldn't be helping people feeling like we're better than they are."
Right.
Oh, yeah, you get that. Because if we're all one, we're all one. Yeah,
And we are all one.
and we are all one.
One and all for all for one. So the next word that I chose was consecrated. And being an ex-Catholic, that had a whole different meaning. But I see it this way, that we declare and consecrate anything that we do that is about our spiritual growth. So in other words, I can remember when I first came in this teaching, I took a workshop on building an altar. And at first it seemed kind of weird. I was new to the teaching. I thought, I'm going to build an altar. What goes on it? And I took this course, and it was just about making everything on that altar come from the most sacred experience that you have from any object. Like you may be hiking up in the mountains or in the desert or wherever you hike, and you find a rock or a feather, and in that moment something comes to you, and you connect with that. That can go on your altar. And when you consecrate something, you're making it holy to you. So I went from just this little table that I had an altar to, we have a whole room that is one big altar where we meditate.
Well, we did. Now we're painting, and it's full.
So hence the wall behind us.
Correct.
Makes my
but
gray disappear.
It does. Kind of look like you have a bald head.
Yeah, it kinda
You look
looks
good
that
in it. So what I wanted to say is my first understanding of that was when we did that first sweat lodge together.
Yeah.
And you said, you should find a rock. And I'm like, I should find a rock. So then you explained it to me, and it's like, oh, so I still have that rock.
Yeah.
And I have a rock from the time we stayed at Carl and Cynthia's, and we're taking care of their house. And anyway, we do have a whole room full of little things that were meaningful. Feathers that we found when we're on walks. The ones my granddaughter doesn't take because she really likes them too.
So I want to read this other thing that
Okay.
you said about consecrated. To devote irrevocably to the worship of God. To devote irrevocably to the worship of God. And I see when I started that altar, that's what it felt like, that I was just devoting this little space all to God. And as I grew, the space grew.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe our house is next. From the room to the whole house. Actually, I feel our house is consecrated.
It certainly is.
In the highest way. And the last, well, it's two words, hyphenated, is awe-inspiring. When your attention is on the presence of God, you can't help to be inspired, because you are one with life, and life is who you are, and life is about inspiration. So we allow ourselves to be inspired and to devote it to God and to live to the fullest in that sacred place that is right where you are, infinitely expanding into things beyond your imagination. So I want to tell this story. It's about this person, a man who spent years and years and years devoted to meditating to this one mantra. He spent all his time, when he had free time, just meditating on this one mantra. And he got to a place where he started to have revelations and insights, and he thought, I think I'm ready to teach. So he went to his masters and told him of his experience. And the master teacher says, yeah, we think you're ready to teach, but there's one thing that you can work on, and that's humility. And he said, but you're ready, and we'll bless you. So he taught for 2 years, and he didn't think anything about his teaching. He just taught and meditated, taught and meditated. And finally, one day he heard this story about a hermit who lived on this island. And he thought, oh, here's my chance. If I can teach a hermit, what will that do for my teaching? So he hired a person to row him out to the island, because this island was in the middle of a huge lake. And they rowed out there, and he got to the island, and he brought some tea and some herbs, because he didn't want to insult the hermit. He wanted to make him feel good about their meeting. So they sat down and had some tea and bread and had a lively discussion, and it got around to spirituality. And the teacher says, oh, that's interesting. What is your practice? And the hermit said, oh, I just meditate on one mantra. That's all I do. And he goes, oh, that's fine. What is your mantra? And he said what it was. And the teacher goes, wow, you're kidding. And the hermit goes, is there something wrong? He goes, no, but that's the same mantra I have been meditating on for years and years and years. And the hermit said, oh, that's interesting. So the teacher said, will you do a few times so I can hear it? And the hermit repeated the mantra 2 or 3 times. And the teacher had this look on his face. And the hermit said, did I do something wrong? What's the matter? He goes, well, I hate to tell you this, but you're pronouncing all the words wrong. And the hermit goes, oh, you're kidding. I've been doing it all this time, and I'm pronouncing the words wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is the way it's done. And he said his words. And they finished the conversation, and the teacher says, well, I need to go back now, but it was very nice meeting you. And the hermit was, well, it was nice meeting you too, but I'm going to have to really change the way I say this mantra. So they start rowing out, and the guy rowing the boat gets this look on his face, and as he's looking out past because he's facing the teacher, and the teacher's facing him, and so he's got this look on his face, and the teacher goes, what's the matter? He goes, well, look. And he turned around, and there was a hermit standing on water. And the teacher was like, oh my gosh, look at that. He's standing on water. And the guy rowing the boat goes, yeah, he's standing on water. So the hermit says, well, I just wanted to thank you one more time for teaching me the correct way of doing the mantra. It just means so much to me. And as they said goodbye, and the teacher got back to his place where he lived, he realized that he had a great lesson that day, that he was taught humility, that he needed to change his ways. And even though the story is about humility, I think it's a little bit more than that. I think there's other things that we can look from the story. The first thing is that we are no better than anybody else. Mm-hmm. We are here to spread our joy, to spread our love, and to give reverence to all those that come into our life, and not to think that we need to give anything to anybody for something back. Mm-hmm. And that story at the time when I read it meant a lot to me, and it changed a direction that I was moving in. And I'm going to pass this on to you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to change things completely, and I guess we'll go back to it when you're ready.
Yeah, because I think what you have to say will
I don't know if it will, but
I will.
here we go. So,
It will.
so what I wanted to talk about is how it's time for us to release the past. I had a night the other night where I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm just thinking of all of these things that I could feel guilty about and all of these things I could have, should have done better. And it's like, whoa. And so I'm thinking about guilt and regret and shame and all this stuff in the middle of the night. And I go like, wow. I don't know why it decided to come up in the middle of the night right then, but it's like, none of these feelings are serving me anymore. I know better now and I do better now. And the things that I could clean up, I did clean up. And it's really interesting that I'm keeping myself awake having these feelings now. And so I just wanted to bring that up because I think that happens for a lot of us at expected times and unexpected times. And none of those things in the past do us any good to dwell on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just spent some time forgiving myself in the middle of the night. And then I just moved into prayer. And so that, maybe that came up so I'd have something to talk about today. I don't know. But but I wanted to bring it up because I think it's really easy to flip back to those past emotions and flip back to that past thing and flip back to woulda, coulda, shouldas. And wow, if I'd done this then, like I read something the other day about somebody who put $900 in cryptocurrency and it's worth, or maybe my son told me, and it's worth many thousands today. And I didn't do that because I didn't know what cryptocurrency is. I still don't know what cryptocurrency is. And I decided I really didn't have any point investing in anything I totally didn't understand.
Sounds like Superman's form of money.
So, and like blaming myself now that I could have had, it's like we're at this place because it's the place we're supposed to be at for our journey. And wherever we are on that path, it's good because we're recognizing that there's a step forward and a way to do better. And so if we just release that past, release all of it and don't spend any more time dwelling on it, and just turn toward the light.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the light within and the light without that's guiding everything that we are, because every single one of us is one with that light. And every single person that we look at is one with us. And every single time we look at anything, it's one with us. And they're just, one of the things they talked about in the book is that guilt and that sorrow has a way of up-leveling us into something else.
Mm.
And that when we're looking at the light and when we're turning toward the one and the God, then we can actually stop having those guilt and those sorrows because we don't need those anymore to grow.
Yeah.
But they were there for us at the time to learn to do better.
Yeah.
And it was part of our journey. And we all know that we're absolutely loved wherever we are on the journey, however we are on the journey, whether we're at whatever level we're at, it's all good. And it was another book that I was reading where they were talking about how making mistakes and what people call sin actually burns away the ego and helps us step. So I know we say that those things are teachers, but I'm just getting to a deeper place in understanding all of the things that, whether they felt positive or negative or good or bad or however we would call them, they were all a necessary part of our journey. And we can up level where we're looking and how we're being to the place where we don't have to have those painful things to grow.
Mm.
And that doesn't mean things won't happen. And when things do happen, we don't have to spend the time in the pain that we did before because we know we're okay. And we know that we're eternal. And we know that we actually know that this body lives in the being that we are and not the other way around. And I just find that just incredibly amazing that we're so much more than what we see.
Which brings me back to my hermit and my teacher. The teacher basically was trying to be perfect. He was trying to be as perfect as he can be. And everything was about not so much the depth of his practice, but the ability to do it perfectly. So he would get praise and he could be a master. And it works just the opposite, because when we reflect on the hermit and what he was doing, it didn't make any difference what the words were or whether he mispronounced them or not. It was his intention and his passion that made him be able to stand on water. And I thought that was just a beautiful way of expressing how we try to do everything perfect in life. And everything you do, whether it's flawed or not, is perfect. You can't make mistakes, because mistakes are simply sin in the form of what it was originally meant to be. Missing the mark. It was an archery word. Sin meant missing the mark. And so sometimes we miss the mark, but in missing the mark propels us into finding the perfect, what is the center point called?
Bullseye.
The bullseye, yeah. The bullseye is always there. It's always within you, and it can always be found. And you move from one bullseye to the next. And I just encourage to continue to do that.
So what I was hearing was when the teacher was talking to the hermit is like, dude, he's doing it fine. It's like and then how many times have I thought, oh, when you're doing this thing, you have to do it this way or that way. I'm getting over all of that stuff. I really am. But I like to tell the story because it's about my brother instead of me, because I've had those things too, where when I load the dishes at his house, he reloads them because he can't fit more in. And I just told him, it's like, so run it twice. Like, it's no big deal. I don't. So, and there have been so many times when, and I still have my challenges, where I think it needs to be done just this way. And if somebody else is doing it, they should be able to do it just like I like it. And when somebody else is doing it, they're going to do it their way, and it's okay. And I get to get over it. Yeah. I am getting better, right? You're not going to answer that. Uh-oh. So I've been practicing noticing when old thoughts and emotions are trying to grab me and reel me in. It's just like, and I have to acknowledge it. I just have to notice it and go, no, thank you. I'm going to turn toward the light today. Mm-hmm. So all of those little things that encourage me to feel like maybe I'm not getting enough done, or maybe I could have done it a little better, or maybe I should have done that instead of that. And just, no, thank you. I'm facing the light. And so just when we get to the place where we understand that each one of us all the time is always loved, all the time, no matter what's going on in our lives, no matter what thing I just said or did that I could have done better, no matter what the situation is, we're always loved all of the time, and we're all eternal, and we all have eternity to get it right.
Yes.
So there's no blame.
No blame.
There's no shame.
No shame.
There's just
no guilt.
No guilt. There's just love. And we have the opportunity to embrace that love and be that love and share that love and forgive ourselves when we mess up and start again, facing the light.
Have reverence for your life, for others' lives, for all life, and consecrate the good that is in your life. Consecrate the love that you feel for God, and by deepening it within yourself, and just go out and have an awe-inspiring day, because you can, because you choose to, because you can say, yes, I will have this awe-inspiring day, and nothing can prevent it from happening, ever.
I just want to say what the spiritual meaning of August is, because I forgot to say that. August links its abundant light to the possibility of illuminating with it the dark corners of the soul. So it allows us to bring forth that light that is the light of the sun, as well as the light of God, into those spaces that need healing, into those spaces that need love to be healed, because blame and guilt won't get us anywhere. So this is the month where we get to just let that light into every corner of our being and allow it to bring forth the healing and the love.
So I bet you never looked at August like that before. So let's claim this month as August, and just allow it to carry us through the year until we get to some more August.
That's right.
Because August is a fun month. For all those who were born in that month, God bless you.
Yeah.
We think.
I think it's time to pray.
All right.
So I just invite you to take a deep breath and recognize that as you're breathing in that breath, as Dr. David Alexander said this week, whether you're breathing it in intentionally or unintentionally, it is giving your body everything it needs. And as you're breathing that breath out, it is releasing all that your body does not need. And so as we're breathing in and we're breathing out, we're breathing in that life-giving breath, but we're also breathing in love and truth and peace and harmony and abundance and prosperity and loving ways. And so as we're breathing out all of our worries and all of our concerns and all of the things that we might feel guilty for or blame, or just breathing it all out, just continuing to breathe in that love and understand that breath of God is the breath of life. That God is breathing our breath and beating our heart. That right where we are, God is in its entirety all of the time. And that God is wondrous and peace and love and harmony and joy and abundance and radiant light and love. And I am one with that, and each one of us is one with that, and one with each other, and one with all that is all of the time. And I know for each one of us that we live in that place of peace and of truth and of harmony and of personal growth and of letting go of the past and of understanding one another. Whether we agree or we disagree, we can still feel love for another being.
Mm-hmm.
Just in that place of not judging where that person is on their path. We can just allow it to be and just breathe in that love and breathe in that light and breathe in that peace and breathe in that wondrous, wondrous ability to be on this planet at this time, doing this amazing thing. As we transform our lives, we help transform the planet. And so I'm just in absolute gratitude for knowing this word is complete. I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
Thank you. And I accept everything that's been spoken by Reverend Valerie and add to it that each and every one of us on our divine path are expressing in the perfection from which we were made. And I call upon each one that's within the sound of my voice to join me and send out light across the planet.
Yes.
With the clarity within ourselves that we're making a difference.
Yes.
That we're ridding the earth of all pain, of all hurt, of all wars, of all lack and limitation, and seeing a world that works for everybody.
Yes, yes.
It's our privilege and our honor to carry that thought and to keep it alive until it is manifested into our experience. And I too am eternally grateful for this day, Grateful for each and every one of you who's part of this service today. Grateful for life. Grateful for living life. Grateful for this universe and all that is within it. But more than words can say, I'm grateful to know that these words are complete and now manifesting in each one of us. And so with that grateful heart, I release, I let go, I let it be. And together we say,
and so it is. Ashe, amen, I mean, aho, and woohoo!
oh.
God, make me an instrument of your peace. God, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, let there be pardon. Where there is doubt, let there be faith. Where there is hope, let there be hope. Where there is darkness, let there be light. Where there is sadness, may there be joy. God, make me an instrument of your peace. God, make me an instrument of your peace. there is hatred, let me so love. Where there is injury, let there be pardon. Where there is doubt, let there be faith. Where there's despair, let there be hope. Where there is darkness, let there be light. Where there is sadness, may there be joy. God, make me an instrument of your peace.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Magnificent.
Thank you. We haven't sung that song probably in a couple of years, and we are so grateful for you and for allowing us to sing that one because
Oh my God, you're
it's one of our
kidding me.
favorites.
We're very grateful we got to receive it.
Yeah.
Everybody here is saying yes. Yes. In awe.
Yeah, all
Thank you.
inspiring. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
was amazing.
And
All
thanks to
right,
St.
well-
Francis for writing those words.
We have a few more announcements, and then we'll get back for the last song, which is
Yay.
the first time that it'll be done anywhere.
The premiere.
The premiere. That's what I was looking for, premiere.
Inspiring.
Okay, we'll be right back.
All right.
So, if you weren't inspired by that, I don't know what would inspire you, because
That was amazing.
it was amazing. And we just ask you to tap into your heart and look at, is this the time to start supporting our spiritual center because of all that you get and getting, it is a divine practice to give. It's circulation, divine circulation.
Right.
So we're just looking to ask you to think of us as part of your divine circulation. We'd appreciate that. And Valerie will tell you how to do it.
So if you use Venmo, you can use the QR code right up there. The easiest way to give is to go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org. There are several ways to give there. You can also text to give at YouGive, YUGIVE, at 888-364-GIVE. And yeah, so lots of ways. And people still give us checks and cash, and we take that too. So yeah, so
Don't take anything you want to give. Your old shoes and no, I'm just kidding. Don't send your old shoes.
We got enough old stuff we need to think about. Okay, what do you bless?
So point your energy towards the screen or here towards this basket,
That's right.
and join me as you send out your energy. Repeat after me. Thank you, pure spirit.
Thank you, pure spirit.
Thank you for this opportunity to give.
Thank you for this opportunity to give.
I give freely with all my heart.
I give freely with all my heart,
Know it goes out and blesses many people
knowing it goes out and blesses many people
and comes back multiplied.
and comes back multiplied.
For this and so much more,
For this and so much more.
I say thank you
I say thank you,
and I let it be.
and I let it be.
And so it
And
is.
so it is.
So it is.
So it is. Yes, and now we get to hear it.
You
Friends,
You got anything else you got to say?
they
Okay.
sing.
Oh, there we are.
Yay.
Yeah, and this song is actually inspired by the 5 steps of
Treatment?
spiritual treatment.
Oh, cool.
Recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release.
Yay.
Yeah.
And
We
I
put our own spin on
and we
it.
put our own spin on it. And so I don't know. I told Salo as we were practicing, it's like, after the song, you just kind of need a bottle of beer. But, but we'll see how you guys feel. one God, one beautiful God, so powerful, so loving, my peaceful God. Stand up and know that it is true. I will stand up and know that it is true. I invite you to stand up and know that it is true. God and I are one, body, mind, and spirit, never to be parted from my wonderful God. I stand up and know that it is true. For I stand up and know that it is true. My life is divine. My breath is God's breath. My thoughts are God's thoughts. I know exactly what to do. I stand up and know that it is true. And I invite you to stand up and know that it is true. Oh yeah. I'm standing up and I know that it is true. There is one presence, one power in all the universe. That's God, the good, the powerful. So grateful for my life, so grateful for my God. I release it all and let the universe do its thing. I stand up and know that it is true. You know it's true. I stand up and know that it is true. Oh yeah, I know it's true. Do you know it's true? I know it's true. I stand up and know that it is true. I stand up and know that it is true. Won't you stand up and know that it is true? Yes, it is. I stand up and know. Over and over and over, I know it is. Yeah. Yes, I know it is. Yes, it is. I stand up and know it is true. Yes, it's true.
We got some standing up for you there.
Yay!
Standing up.
No, it's true.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for premiering that on our special day in August.
Yay!
We made it in August, August.
That's right.
Excellent.
Right.
We are happy to contribute.
Right.
And
So join us on Zoom following this. Share your aha moments. Get to meet Barb and Salo if they're joining us today.
Yes,
and I love, they almost always come unless they have something else they had to do right after. So you get to really talk to them and share your feelings about all the wonderful music they express. So the link is in the comments. And if you go to our website, you can get the link there, but you can also sign up to get the email so that you have all of the links. So
I want to thank Greg and Sheila Fawson for producing the show and doing all the hard work behind the scenes. And Sheila, thank you for standing in and doing the reading and the affirmations today. That was wonderful.
Yes.
And it was like a last minute thing. So we thank you for doing that.
yes.
And of course, we thank the wonderful Barb and Salo for their insights through music.
That's right.
And that
Thank you.
we call it a day.
And so you're going to benedict us out?
So I'm going to benedict us out.
All right. Then join us on Zoom.
Yes. So once again, closing your eyes and centering yourself. giving thanks for this marvelous day, for the joy and the freedom that we get to experience throughout our life, for all the inspiring times, whether they were hard or easy. So very thankful for each and every individual who tuned in today, and all those that may join us later by watching, not the rerun, the what? Replay. And with laughter, we go into the rest of this week with joy in our hearts, peace in our hearts, and our ability to live life to its fullness. For this, I say thank you. And together we say,
And so
it is.
Okay,
Yes.
yes. Have a wonderful week and join us on Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.